Lorraine don't look like my other siblings. Lorraine don't even look like, her.
Oh, you forgot my name?
You left your ex to come be with me. How was we not in a relationship?
It was more of, you know, she had great sex.
They like, he ain't a stranger, he the landlord. You know, they got ice cream and sodas. He coming in, you know what I'm saying?
She can't stay alone. And it shows, whether I'm in her life or not, she gonna keep it moving.
It ain't my fault I look good.
Yeah, you look good.
Ms. Booker and Mr. Booker both give their testimonies regarding this paternity case.
It's about money, Your Honor. He told me that he'll write me out his will if he even found out that I was his daughter or not.
Wait, but all of these years, you believe this man was your biological father?
Yes, I did. I mean, he helped my mom raise me up until now. Now, all of a sudden, you know, it's like I'm not his kid.
So, Mr. Booker, is it about the will?
Part of it is, yes.
It is?
Yes.
And do you also agree that she's 34 years old and you know that it was her understanding that you were her biological father?
Your Honor, I raised Lorraine and my other daughter, Rashida, mainly by myself the last part of their lives. Miss Gant was nowhere in the picture. Now, as far as the will is concerned, yes, if Lorraine is not my biological daughter, she's got to come out of my will to make room for my two daughters who are my biological daughters.
And so it is important for you to establish this at this point in your life.
That's correct.
So when I told him that I was pregnant, he was like, well, you know, I don't really think you're my daughter anyway.
Mr. Booker makes this claim that shocks the crowd.
He said that, well, every parent has their favorite.
True, every parent does have a favorite.
And you know, Rashida's my favorite.
No. Wait a minute. Every parent has a favorite. That doesn't mean that parent doesn't love his other sibling either. I said, yeah, Rashida is my favorite. She's my firstborn. She's named after me. The female name for Richard is Rashida. Rashida is my favorite. That don't mean I love Rashida more than I love you.
Yes, you do.
Than I love you less.
Judge Lauren chastises Mr. Booker concerning his claim. Plus, Ms. Booker reveals this heartbreaking consequence of the claim.
To see your father stand in a courtroom and say in open court, you are not my favorite. Every person has a favorite, and you're not mine.
But it's true. Every parent has a favorite. That does not mean.
Listen. Every parent doesn't have a favorite.
Every parent.
Now, no, every parent doesn't have a favorite. Every parent does not have a favorite. Now, some parents may have a favorite, but in doing so, you have to understand that there was a consequence, an effect on her. Amen. Because she knew the entire time that she wasn't the favorite. There was something about her connection to you that didn't match her sister's connection to you.
And my siblings knew, Your Honor. When me and my sister would get into it, she would tell me. She'd be like, that's why Daddy don't think you his daughter.
Mr. Booker's will is read in court, and some interesting information is revealed during its analysis. Plus, Mr. Booker and Ms. Booker make some more interesting confessions.
I make the following specific gifts. I leave all jewelry, family photos, and a BMW vehicle to Rashida A. Booker. I leave a Chevrolet pickup truck to Rashida Booker and Lorraine Booker. Wiley.
Don't get nothing.
So wait, you leave the BMW to Rashida, and then Rashida and Lorraine have to share the pickup truck?
It'll be a terrible fight.
I said I got a favorite, and I can divvy it up any way I want to.
Yes, you can.
She's not included out of it completely. And I tell you another reason that brought me to this thing.
Here we go.
Here's what Lorraine did. I'm having health issues. I got sick. I came out of the hospital one time. Only her. Daddy, who's getting a BMW when you die? You know, and I'm like,
that's Rashida stuff.
That was you. That was you.
Did you say that, Miss Booker?
Like,
yes, ma'am, I did. Only because Rashida was saying that Daddy was giving her everything, but he told my son that he was gonna give it to him.
Mr. Booker gives another reason supporting the doubts surrounding Ms. Booker's paternity.
Here's another reason. Lorraine don't look like me. Lorraine don't look like my other siblings. Lorraine don't even look like, her.
Oh, you forgot my name?
She don't, and that's another reason. The big reason, she told me she wasn't my daughter.
Despite all claims, the DNA test result reveals.
Mr. Booker, you are the father.
I apologize. I'm sorry. I love you. Come here to me.
Thank you, Jehovah. Thank you. Thank you, John.
sorry.
Thank you, John.
Oh, really?
Thank you, John.
I'm sorry. It's gonna be okay.
Thank you, Jehovah. Thank you. I told you.
Don't ruin the day Jehovah has made.
Yes, ma'am.
While you talking,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Booker has looked over at your daughter with sincerity in his heart and said he's sorry.
I just needed to know.
May I ask you a question?
No, don't
ma'am?
ask me nothing right now, Miss Gann.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you're going to ruin it.
Ms. Sales and Mr. Jackson have some interesting confessions in their testimonies.
Because I was with D'Amico for 5 years. We were in a relationship. We had our baby. And now, because he sits up and talks to his family, now he feels like that is not his child. Since the day my daughter was born, because she was light-skinned with gray eyes, that was not his child because I'm too dark to have a light-skinned baby.
Mr. Jackson, she said you were in a 5-year relationship. Is that true?
No, ma'am.
So what were we doing, Miko?
What were you doing?
Huh?
You know, she was like my side woman.
Your side woman.
She was your side woman.
Miko, you gonna stand here and
So
lie?
it's your testimony you weren't in a relationship at all.
I mean, we had a relationship, but it wasn't serious. You know, we was just, you know.
You left your ex to come be with me. How was we not in a relationship?
It was more of, you know, she had great sex.
Oh, I put it on him and he could never leave.
And some more.
I wasn't the only man that was smashing it.
He's lying. He was the only person that I was messing with, the only person I had been with for a year before I even got pregnant. So again, he's lying.
How long did this last? How long did it go on for?
When I first met him, I had moved out of town, so we had, lost contact. That's when he met his ex and they got in a relationship. When I moved back in town, he never let me know about this relationship he had. I found out because a friend of mine told me that he had a girl. He never said anything to me about it, and by the time he actually started trying to confess that he had a girlfriend, we had already been together for 6 to 8 months, already having sex with each other, unprotected, on the regular. Like, he's a sorry liar, period.
And more.
So I had to go to the hospital because I was very sick. He went with me, but he was my side piece, right? But he took me and went with me to the hospital. So I was getting a lot of tests ran and things done to me. They was telling me no, I wasn't pregnant at the time because I had polyps. So the nurse explained that it was really hard for me to get pregnant and my chances was very slim. But at the time, I had already gotten off of birth control and was trying to have a baby with him. So we had sex at the hospital that same night. And then—
In the hospital?
And then—
While you were there for the polyps?
Yeah, so after they, got me together and got my body together, yeah, believe me, it wasn't this.
Negative, yeah.
Oh, you say that's not true? Okay, I'm gonna come to you in a minute. What happened next, Miss Sales?
So after that, I ended up going home. I, again, knew I was not pregnant. In October, I went to the doctor, and that's when I found out that I was 6 weeks pregnant.
This is why Mr. Jackson believes he's not the father.
I was on my family member house doing some work with him, and a friend of us called and said that they seen her in a car with some light-skinned guy with dreads, and said this who she been seeing, it's a possibility could be her baby daddy or anything like that. This was told to me.
That's a lie.
Yes, and a lot of people in the car and told me that she was riding around with this cat.
Oh, people have seen her in the car riding around with this guy.
Yes, Your Honor. True story.
So, Miss Sales?
His ex was the one who's supposed to saw me riding in the car.
I also
me,
seen
she's
messages.
jealous and want him back at all times, so she'll tell him any lie that she can find. I saw Ashley with this guy. Ashley was riding around with him.
Your Honor,
Ashley be outside just so he can sit there and say,
I also
okay.
seen messages of her going back and forth with the guy, but
What did the messages say?
it was more like, I guess, he already had a baby or something like that. I guess she was trying to come clean about she supposed to be pregnant. It could be a possibility, mine's or his.
Ms. Sales disputes Mr. Jackson's claims, but he makes another one, which Ms. Sales disagrees with as well.
Never had a conversation with nobody about my daughter besides this man. He is lying.
So what about the guy with the locks?
A random person he found on my messenger that I guess had said, "What's up, sexy? Hey, baby." One of the extra 100 guys that do that too, and he picked that one out because he was light-skinned.
Oh, so you're saying he concocted the cheating story after Micaiah was born?
Yeah.
Based upon her skin color?
Yes.
Timeline doesn't
He
add
is
up.
lying, but all right.
Mr. Jackson presents an exhibit to support his claims. Judge Lauren comments on this, and Mr. Jackson responds hilariously.
I broke up with Miss Sales June. I got back with my ex July. We went to the hospital in August to check about her uterus because she had problems. I did not know she was pregnant until like a month or two later. That's when she told me she was pregnant.
So when do you finally find out Miss Sales is pregnant?
It's around like September.
There it is, September.
Yes, ma'am.
The last week.
Yes, ma'am.
Outlined in hot pink.
Yes, ma'am.
Micaiah was born in May, on May 9th.
Yes, ma'am.
So is it your testimony that you didn't have sex from June when you broke up with Miss Sales, all the way in July,
Yes.
nor in August,
Yes, Your Honor.
nor in September?
He's
No sex with
lying. He
that
just
all,
said
yeah.
he loved it. Why would he stop? He is lying. He is lying.
I mean, he looked like he lying. I don't even have to say it.
Your Honor, don't judge a book by its cover, Your Honor. I'm telling the truth.
I'm not judging a book by its cover. I'm judging a book by its body language, its crooked smile.
And then, this hilarious scene occurs.
Sounds like you did care about Miss Sales.
I cared about it a little bit, but not too much.
I'm confused. You ain't finna keep standing here talking about
Man,
something.
listen,
It was
Your
about
Honor.
some sex.
Hold on.
And
Yeah.
love since the day you met me. What are you
Man,
saying?
come on,
That's
Your
why you
Honor.
left your ex to come be with me, because you couldn't get enough of being around me. What are you talking about? Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready for the results now.
What's she doing?
Dro?
Wow.
You got
You're
it.
doing
You
too
got
much stunting. Don't come here stunting. You could have just
Man,
came
Miss
here
Sales.
and said
I'm
you
talking
didn't
to
feel
the
like it was your
judge.
baby.
Okay,
but you
look.
could be a man. a
Let's
little
get
boy
some
talk.
order. Miss Sales, I do believe Mr. Jackson was playing both sides of the fence.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's because he didn't enjoy being with you. I think he did, and I think he cared about you. You don't go sit at hospitals with your side chick. You were not committed, and yet you all were very connected in the sense you spent a lot of time
Yeah,
together.
we played house, I guess.
Right.
The DNA test result is revealed, and Judge Lauren has this advice for Ms. Sales.
Mr. Jackson, you are the father.
Now I know who my baby daddy is.
Miss Sales, you don't have to do that. I don't run no circus, and I don't need no clowns.
I understand.
We're talking about a baby. She should know who you are.
She know who I am.
She don't need no side daddy. She needs the daddy that is going to be protecting her. She needs the daddy that's gonna carry the world on his shoulders for her. And Miss Sales, I'm gonna be honest. I get it. I see your tears. I know you say you're not emotional. I get all that. You're a woman first. You are not the only person that loved the wrong man too long. And you don't want to raise Micaiah thinking that's acceptable as well.
You really don't.
Mr. Barlow drops some mind-blowing revelations in his explanation of why he thinks Ms. Winslow's child isn't his.
Your Honor, I doubt these things due to the fact that during the time of Jabril's conception, I was away. You understand? And as I was away,
Your Honor. He was around enough for us to conceive. And
while
have
I was
children.
away, you understand? While I was away, I believe she was sleeping with the landlord.
You do?
Yeah.
And that's not possible,
And
Your Honor. The landlord.
Why do you believe that? What evidence do you have? Did you hear something?
Nah,
See
while I was
something?
away, I would call all the time because I got a long past of infidelity. I got a long history of infidelity.
A very
And
long
so-
history.
And so I left. When I went away, she said pay back some
Okay,
straight laced.
let's
Your
use
Honor,
appropriate
That's
first
language.
of
exactly
all,
what she
I
said.
never stated that, Your Honor.
So
he comes
now
up with
I
me.
go away.
I've never stated
and
that.
While I'm away, I'm calling and stuff. She says, yo, you calling me, he here. Call me back.
Ms. Winslow counters these allegations.
On his landlord responsibility.
So why hang up on me when I'm paying for the phone
Because
call?
I need my undivided attention to see what's going on with the house.
So, Mr. Barlow, clearly, if the landlord's going to repair something in the
It's not the
apartment,
landlord
he
that's
has
doing
to
it.
be in the apartment. So if she says, I'm going to call you back because the landlord is here,
And
that's just because he
have
wants to make sure he's fixing the right thing?
I'm calling at 10 p.m.
Oh,
and
you-
he there.
You call at 10 and he's there.
Yeah, he is.
The landlord's
He there.
at the house at 10 p.m.
Yeah,
And you
putting
know why,
together
Your
bids
Honor?
and stuff.
You know why,
Putting
Your
together
Honor?
bids.
You know why, Your
Putting
Honor?
together the beds?
Yeah.
You know why,
I'm
Your
like,
Honor?
how he got
Because he doesn't have contractors. He does things.
So what his
in a
so-called girlfriend
three-story
thinking about
building
this?
himself. He doesn't have a hired contractor. He's doing everything himself. So if he has to come at 10 o'clock at night to fix some water that's leaking from my roof with 3 children in my house, then that's what he's gonna do.
Ms. Winslow sheds further light on the situation involving the landlord, and Mr. Barlow reacts to it.
When I moved into this apartment building,
man,
I had got duped by a crooked person. The landlord that I was supposed to move into a house in, I paid him $2,000. Okay, what I went to do is get my lights cut on, and they told me that the place that I was trying to rent wasn't even rentable. Therefore, I'm driving around in a U-Haul with no place to go. I come across the landlord,
Okay.
and I tell him I have no money. I just gave my $2,000 to a landlord that
So
was
ask her
crooked,
about
and
the
I can't
furniture.
even move in
Ask
the
her
house.
about the furniture,
So what he says
refrigerator.
to me is, okay, well, since you don't have anything right now, and I see you with your 3 children in a U-Haul truck, you can move in without giving me anything. And when you get the deposit back from the previous landlord, then you can start paying me.
So, Mr. Barlow, your point was he may have been interested in her or something because instead of the $2,500 that was,
Who gonna take 300?
he just took $300.
Someone who felt sorry for a
All right, now check
single
this out. Hold
mother.
on.
Ms. Winslow drops some interesting revelations about Mr. Barlow, who continues to testify about the landlord's situation.
That's his own insecurities because of his past and all the cheating he has done on me. He expected because I haven't cheated on
That's
him.
it.
You know what the real problem is, Your Honor? Mr. Barlow didn't know what the landlord looked like, so when he finally saw the landlord, he was like, oh, I thought the landlord was old. When he found out he was around our age, that's when his insecurities came in.
I came home one time. I just
Your
popped up,
Honor.
right? I pop up one time. They crossing the street. I think the dude is stranger because I ain't never met him yet. And so they walking across the street, and I'm like, yo, I approached all of them. Hey, what y'all doing with this stranger? What you doing with my children? They like, he ain't a stranger. He the landlord. You know, they got ice cream and sodas. He coming in, you know what I'm saying? And then I come
was
home
a
another
hot
time,
day,
they
Your
playing
Honor.
football. You know what I'm saying? They playing ball. He always at the house. For what?
That's a very nice landlord.
Yeah, he's very nice.
Listen.
Mr. Barlow says this regarding the child's skin color, and Ms. Winslow counters with this shocking assumption, causing Judge Lauren to say this.
Man, he look like this dude. Only reason I can't tell you that they got the same hair color because he bald head.
My son obviously has African American features. However, he doesn't look like me or Mr. Barlow.
So what you're saying is your son is very fair-skinned.
Like,
Oh, he's a
questions as
beautiful
well.
little boy.
Yeah, that's,
And so you feel like when you look at him, though, you don't see any resemblance.
nah, he ain't me.
He doesn't look like me or Mr. Barlow. So now that leads me to believe the only way that this baby is not this man's child is if he's not mine. I believe something happened at the hospital, and it would devastate me, Your Honor. I have a strong connection with my son. Now, if this boy isn't my son, that means not only do I have to find out who he actually belongs to, but then I have to find out where my biological child is.
This is a first in this courtroom.
Ms. Winslow's assumptions are laid to rest with Judge Lauren's actions. At the end of it all, the DNA test result shows this.
Mr. Barlow, you are the father.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
So the bottom line is you are the mother and you are the father. And ultimately, you two have got to get past all of this that you've brought upon yourselves. Because sometimes when you live in confusion, you can't grow, you can't build. But a child needs to grow up in a family that is healthy. And all this questioning and talking about one another, I mean, you didn't even know if you were child's mother. I mean, this is how crazy it got that There was so much doubt in your house, you had people convincing you weren't the mother.
Things were wild and messy in these testimonies from Ms. Jackson and Mr. Lovett.
That's his baby, but he denied him.
I have doubts. And my oldest son looks different from him. He's darker, he's chubby, got
He has a
both
different
legs.
mother. Of course
Another
he's gonna
son
look
by
different. He's
another
not gonna be
woman.
twins.
Yeah.
He has a different mother.
Right.
Of course he's gonna
But
look different.
But the stuff that you been doing, it brings the doubts on it.
Okay.
Like, it ain't like you been good.
You're right.
Of course, you been pregnant.
And you ain't either. He didn't take the relationship seriously. He was talking to other women. So being that he didn't take it seriously, I didn't take it seriously. He was talking to other women and I were talking to other guys.
And so you all got together briefly, and then one started cheating, and the other one started cheating.
Yes. She put tracking devices on my phone. She on my Facebook. Like, people be thinking they talking to me, and they not. They talking to her. She got my Facebook code and everything.
Okay, I wasn't like stalking you. You gave me
You put
your
tracking
password.
devices on my phone, right?
Yes, because
How
I
many
did not
times?
trust you.
And messier and wilder still.
I know that she went out with another guy, and I know she was chilling with another guy at the time we broke up, and it was no baby around. Then some time go later, now you pregnant, maybe because now you need a father figure for all your kids and somebody
I
that
don't need a
now
father
you
figure
want
for all my kids. My kids have a father figure.
With me.
Yeah.
So you feel like you all broke up and you all were at odds. She started going out with somebody else. Next thing you know, she's pregnant, but then trying to get back with you because you feel like she wanted you to take care of this baby and all of her other children.
That too, and also she's still married, so I wasn't
And
taking
my
it
divorce
serious
was
in the beginning.
pending until I got
So I'm
pregnant.
still not
so now we
taking
got
it serious.
kids in between the marriage. So now we have to take an extra step, get parenting, and get proof that he's not the, you know what I'm saying?
Ms. Jackson expresses her emotions. Mr. Lovett drops this allegation, and Judge Lawrence says this.
I just wish that I could have got a divorce before we had kids, that's all. Because every time we get into an argument, he's always throwing up the fact that I'm still married.
But you are convinced Mr. Lovett is Corey Jr.'s father.
Oh,
that
yeah.
you're convinced of.
Oh, yeah.
She can't stay alone, and it shows whether I'm in her life or not. She gonna keep it
It
moving.
ain't my fault I look good.
Yeah, you look good.
Of course I can't stay alone. I can't go to the
You got a
mailbox
lot
without causing a car accident.
But you got a lot of kids.
It ain't my fault I look good.
You got a lot of kids, and they need to learn their ABCs.
Listen, you are a beautiful young woman, but you do have trouble being alone.
Yeah,
and
I
that's
do.
not because you're beautiful.
Right.
That's not how you look on the outside, that's how you feel on the inside, babe.
The DNA test results are revealed, and there's a shocking plot twist.
Mr. Coleman, you are not his father. In the case of Lovett versus Jackson, when it comes to 1-year-old Corey Lovett Jr., it has been determined by this court, Mr. Lovett, you are not his father.
Told this. That's why I wanted to get DNA.
Are you sure? How is that possible?
Do you know who his father is?
You know who it is.
Here's the consequence of the plot twist.
Now I want a DNA for every kid I have.
Oh my God.
I ain't
Because we are familiar with these situations and we know how it can go, the court has administered a DNA test
Are you sure?
for Ariel as well.
I don't
Jerome?
understand. I don't understand. The time that I slept with the other guy was so far apart from
Shut
the
up.
day that the baby was.
Drunk.
Listen, stop. Just stop. We know you're hurt. We know this situation didn't turn out the way you wanted to. But what you're not going to do is sit in this courtroom and downgrade and
wanna sit in this
disrespect the
courtroom
woman.
no more.
I know you don't. But you said you wanted an answer to the question as to whether Ariel was your biological daughter, right?
God.
Well, I have it.
The third DNA test result is revealed, and the case ends on this note.
It has been determined by this court.
It seems so unreal. Oh my God.
Mr. Lovett, you are Ariel's father. Ms. Jackson, what are you gonna do?
I don't know.
The other gentleman, does he want to be a part of Corey's life?
He wanted to at first, but I kept telling him that it wasn't his because the dates didn't add up.
Well, you're gonna need to call him back.